So now it's the next step for the utilities. As a slide we have two classes inside here. The first is SQL Utilities, and the second one is Global Data to store the currently logged-in user. But then we'll work with SQL Utilities by now, and we will talk more about this when we have. So in this class, we'll have two private members, which is the connection and the statement. Then we can get the connection, we will get the statement as well. Then we also can execute the update, execute query. Then we provide a method to close connection manually. So in here we're going to create that class by right click on this, click new on Java class. If you don't see Java class there, just right click new, choose other, click on Java, and you should be able to see Java class. Next, then I want to name SQL Utility there. Then we'll have private connections, okay, from java.sql, from JDBC driver, JDBC library API. Then we'll have con, then we'll have private statement. Okay, we should have Java SQL STM. Then alt insert, or you just right click on this one and choose right click and then choose insert. So you see the shortcut over here. Okay, so alt insert, and I want to have the constructor. Okay, then I wanna also, this default constructor, I want also to create those two connections and statement from there. So whenever we create new connection, the new connection is coming from driver manager. So just control click, this one is control and space, then it's going to bring you to driver manager, and you're going to be able to get a connection. And in order to get connection, you need to provide the URL, the username and password. So URL, then username and password. Then I need to store those things. String URL equal to next string username equal to root by default. String password equal to root as well. Then I need to specify JDBC, then MySQL, then because we're working with MySQL, localhost, which is in my current computer, 333.6, which is a default MySQL port. Then the database that we work with is StudentDB. Okay, so database. So how can we check that? I'm working with MySQL from here, so we're gonna be able to check for the connections from here. Let me just close this one. You'll see I'm going to edit this. Come on, it's already connected. I don't want to. Let me just close it. Right click on this one, edit connections. So we'll know my connection information, which is localhost 3306. Yep, this one is the one. 3306 isn't in the password. Okay, so I will need to change that in here. So it should be 3306. Okay, StudentDB. Okay, isn't in password. Then from here we're going to try to add surround the statement with try catch. And if we have any issues, we'll let on or return con. Oops, sorry. Just have the con there. The con, if there is an error, the con is going to be null. The next one will generate statements as well. Equal to con dot create statement. So there is a note over here that if you work in order to avoid SQL injection, it's better to work with prepared statement. But more note about it later. Now it's prepared statement. But by now we'll just work with statement to make it easier. Okay, So next we will create a method to get a connection whenever possible. So this one will have first to get a connection. So you will do public connection get connections. So you're gonna be able to return to put outside public statement get statement, and you're gonna be able to return a statement stm. Then you should provide a method, because whenever you open a connection here, it's gonna take resources. So you should provide a method to close the connection. So we're gonna provide public void close connections. So con.close. Okay, so this one we need to click on this and surround statement with try catch as well. And you don't have to do anything if it is, how to say, you don't have to show me error message, because if it's already closed, then it won't show you the exception there. But we are trying to close, and if it is already closed, then that's fine. So the next one is alt insert. Whenever we create a new SQL object, then it's gonna create one connection and one statement, and this one may be dangerous because your connections here may be hanging around as long as your SQL object is there. So whenever you stop the SQL object, destroy the SQL object, it's better to close connection. So you need to, because even though we provide this method, but people may forget to close. So we're going to do alt insert or insert code, then we're going to override a method. And for this one, we would like to override the finalize, which is going to be called when the object is destroyed. Before destroying, we'll try con.close. We'll try to close. So we're just trying to call the method close connections. It'll be easier because we already made it there. Okay, so we need to close connection before destroying the object. Then the next one will be the two methods for us. The first one is to execute any statement related to update, insert, and delete. So this one will be public, and it's return int number of records affected. So this one will be execute update, and you need to give a SQL statement. So commands there to execute. And if you have that command, you're going to use the statement dot execute update, and you return that result. Okay, return that result. Similarly, you would like to this one you need to surround statement with try catch for SQL error, and in case it has some errors, just return -1. Okay, similarly, we're going to do some public result set. So when you execute query, like select from some table, it's going to return you the result set, so that you're gonna store and work with that table. So you have to do public result set execute query, and also need to input a CMD. Then you're gonna just return this dot take the statement there, execute query, and give the command to. Similarly, we need to surround this with try catch. Okay, surround it with try catch, and if there is a problem with it, we're going to return null. So we'll just return null if there is no result there. Okay, if there is no result there, just return null. Okay, so this one is it for the SQL utility. Later on, whenever we need to execute some command, update or delete, we'll just give the string or the statement that we would like to update here and execute update. Or you're going to select some tables or some queries, just put that queries here, execute query, and get it back. Okay, so in the next video, we'll move to designing the forms project structure.